Ever have one of those mornings where you wake up and before your feet even hit the floor, you've already failed? Look, I've been there. You set the alarm for 6 a.m. because today is the day. Today is the day you start the business, you hit the gym, you finally look at your bank account and fix the mess. But the alarm goes off, and within 0.5 seconds, your brain starts negotiating. 5 more minutes. It says, you didn't sleep well. It's raining. And just like that, you hit snooze. You spend the next 20 minutes scrolling through Instagram, looking at people who seem to have it all figured out while you feel stuck. Like you're running on a treadmill that's moving just a little bit faster than you can keep up with. You think, that's literally me. And you feel guilty about it. You think you just need more willpower. You think you're just lazy. But here's the thing. Willpower is a lie. Well, not a total lie, but it's a finite resource that runs out by lunch. The reason you're stuck isn't because you're lazy. It's because your brain is literally wired to keep you exactly where you are. Today, we're breaking down Rewire Your Mindset by Brian Keane. And look, I'm going to be honest with you, this isn't your typical rah-rah motivational book. This is a manual for the biological and psychological warfare happening inside your head. If you've ever wondered why you know exactly what to do, but you still don't do it, this is for you. Before we dive into the how, I want to challenge some assumptions that are probably keeping you broke and miserable. Most people assume that to change your life, especially your financial life, you need a better strategy. You think you need a better stock pick, a better side hustle, or a better boss. Here's what most people don't realize. Strategy is only 20% of the equation. 80% is mindset. Think about this statistic. According to the National Endowment for Financial Education, about 70% of people who suddenly receive a large sum of money, like lottery winners, lose it all within a few years. Now, you might be thinking, if I had $1 million, I'd be set for life. I'm smarter than a lottery winner. Are you though? Because if your internal financial thermostat is set to broke, your brain will subconsciously find ways to spend, lose, or sabotage that money until you are back at your comfort level. It's a psychological phenomenon called homeostasis. Your brain wants to keep things the same, even if the same is a life you hate. We've been told that success comes from working harder. But look around. Plenty of people work 80 hours a week and are still struggling. Hard work without a rewired mindset is just efficient suffering. Brian Keane talks a lot about the autopilot. Think of your mind like a high-tech airplane. Most of the time, the pilot isn't actually flying. The computer is. Your habits, your reactions to stress, the way you spend money when you're sad, that's all autopilot. This is where it gets really interesting. Science tells us that about 95% of our thoughts and behaviors are subconscious. That means you are only conscious and in control for about 5% of your day. If your 95% is programmed with, I'm not good enough, money is hard to come by, or I'll start tomorrow, then your 5% of willpower doesn't stand a chance. It's like trying to stop a freight train by leaning against it. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so I'm doomed? My brain is just wired wrong? No, but you have to stop trying to fix the results and start fixing the programming. This is what Keane calls the identity shift. Let me tell you a story from the book that illustrates this. Imagine two people trying to quit smoking. Someone offers them both a cigarette. The first person says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." The second person says, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." Do you see the difference? The first person still identifies as a smoker who is trying to do something difficult. They are fighting their own identity. The second person has shifted their identity. Being a smoker is no longer part of who they are. Most of you are saying, I'm trying to save money, or I'm trying to be fit. As long as you are trying, you are acknowledging that it's not who you are. You're a broke person trying to be rich, and the broke person identity will eventually win. Brian Keane argues that you have to decide who the future you is and start making decisions as that person now. If you want to be a CEO, you don't wait until you have the title to act like a CEO. You manage your current $100 with the discipline of a CEO. You manage your time with the precision of a CEO. You dress, speak, and think like the version of you that has already succeeded. Here's another hard truth. Your how doesn't matter if your why is weak. We often set goals because we think we should. I should lose weight. I should earn more. But should is a guilt-based motivator, and guilt is a terrible fuel for long-term change. Keane suggests that you need a why that makes you cry. Something so deep that it overrides the autopilot desire to stay in bed. Is it because you want your kids to never feel the stress of debt that you felt? Is it because you want to prove to yourself that you aren't the failure your high school teacher said you were? This is where it gets really interesting. When your why is big enough, your brain actually begins to develop selective attention. It starts noticing opportunities that were always there, but your old mindset was literally filtering them out to keep you safe and normal. I'm not going to leave you with just theories. You need to start rewiring the circuit board today. Keane is huge on the first 30 minutes of the day. Remember that scenario at the beginning? The snooze button? That is the first identity decision of your day. When you hit snooze, you are telling your subconscious, my goals aren't as important as 5 minutes of fake sleep. Step 1, the no negotiation zone. Pick one thing, just one. For the next 7 days, you will not negotiate with yourself on it. If the alarm goes off at 6, you get up at 6. No talking, no thinking. You act like a machine. You are training your brain that you are the boss, not the autopilot. Step 2, input control. Stop checking your phone first thing in the morning. When you scroll social media at 7 a.m., you are letting the world dictate your state. You are reacting to news, emails, and other people's filtered lives. Instead, spend 10 minutes in silence or reading something that feeds your new identity. Now, some of you are thinking, I'm not afraid of success. I want it. Look, I'm going to challenge you on that. A lot of us are terrified of success because success means change. It means your old friends might not relate to you anymore. It means you'll have more responsibility. It means people might judge you for changing. Your brain views this social rejection as a literal death threat. Back in the caveman days, being kicked out of the tribe meant you died. Your brain hasn't updated its software in 50,000 years. It would rather you be poor and safe than rich and lonely. You have to become okay with being misunderstood. You have to be okay with being the weird one who works on their mindset while everyone else is watching Netflix. We've covered a lot. The identity shift, the autopilot, and the 85% rule of psychology. But this is just the foundation. In part 2, we are going to get into the dark side of mindset. We're going to talk about how to use your failures as fuel, the specific way to visualize that actually works. Most people do it wrong and stay broke. And the consistency chain that makes success inevitable. If you're ready to stop trying and start being, stick around. But before you go to part 2, I have a question for you. If you woke up tomorrow as the most successful version of yourself, what is the first thing that version of you would do differently than you did today? Write it in the comments. Seriously. Let's start the rewiring now. See you in next video to dive into part 2.